If you didn't know, we are at one of my favorite times of the year, and that is spring and the start of kayak season. I've actually already taken 3 tours out, 1 to Betty's Branch, 2 to Stallings Island, and I just love this time of year because everything is so green, everything looks so new, it's amazing. It's not yet too hot, the people are having great times, you know, you have new people that haven't done these tours yet, and at the same time, I go on some of these tours and I'm like, I've got to film something, I have to photograph something, I have to make this trip the best one yet for these folks. It's probably really easy for some of them because many of them have never been to Stallings Island. Many of them have never, hung out at the sandbar there on Betty's Branch. But I want more out of it. I want to leave them with that wow factor so that they tell more people, they come back, they experience it. And then selfishly, I want better photos and better video. And so whenever I go on these tours, I'm always trying to be like, okay, I have to get certain shots. I have to get the little kids and their parents smiling and so excited to feed Buster Jr., Jenny, Abby, and baby Hercules. I have to get, group shots of them in front of the dam and things like that. But then when I do that, what's left? What's left for there to be creative? And this really hit home last year. It was near the end of the season, and I was on Stallings Island, and I had just finished taking some photos, and I put my camera down, and I was just enjoying the moment. And this lady on the tour looked at me with this big smile, and she goes, "You just must never get tired of this. This has to be so cool to get to do every week." And in the back of my mind, I was sitting there thinking, this is starting to get a little old. Even just 3 years into doing tours, 20 years into kayaking that area. And I was like, I've seen every angle of Buster Jr. and the other 3. I feel like I've done just about everything multiple times with photographing it. And then I heard a podcast episode where the Red Bull Formula One photographer, Vladimir Riss, they were interviewing him, and he's been doing it for 10, 20 years. And they were like, how do you keep going back to these tracks over and over and over again? How do you keep photographing the same, now boring thing over and over and over again with Max winning and all that? And his answer was so simple. Essentially, he said, when he goes to the track, he knows he has certain things he has to do. He has to get certain driver shots, certain sponsor shots, certain track shots, certain action shots, the limited action that there is these days. And he's all fine with that, but he always makes sure to still be creative, to go find a different location that he's never photographed from before or that he's never photographed before. He looks for really cool lighting. Like, he has some amazing shots where the way that he used the triangle between aperture, shutter, and ISO, he just makes it look so dramatic, and it's not a dramatic time, but he makes it look dramatic. He plays around with, streaks for getting action blur and things like that. And it was one of those where he still sounded so excited so many years in. And it was so refreshing to listen to that and then to follow him on Instagram and see what he was talking about, where he goes, he follows the same team around for 20 rounds, 22 rounds, 20 some odd rounds a year, every year. And yeah, they go, this was the first year they went back to China, obviously, but they go to the same tracks over and over and over again. They go to Silverstone, they go to Miami, they go to Coda, they go to Australia, they go to these tracks every year. And yet he still has that passion to find something different, something creative, something that he's proud of. And I really liked that. And I've been trying to remember that. I've been trying to think about that interview and what Vladimir said. And I find myself driving into work and driving home, and I'm looking out the truck windows and I'm going, I should be filming some of this. Because like today, on the way home, I was amazed at how crystal clear and beautiful and clean everything looked for the afternoon drive home. I loved that, and I'm like, I should have the camera out. I should be putting the Pocket 3 on its gimbal and attaching it to the truck somehow. I should be looking for this B-roll. And I don't know, I've been in this rut, and it hurts and it sucks, but I have to try and remember what he said. And then I saw something actually a couple weeks ago that, again, it reiterated that, and it really got me thinking about this episode. And it was Chris Howe, and he was at the time over in Japan, I want to say. And there's this tree out in the middle of a lake, and he said, you know, this tree has been photographed thousands of times. Like, you can literally look up this tree and you will see it everywhere, every which way, with, you know, long exposure, fast shutter speed, everything in between. And at first he was like, who am I to take up this same photo? It's already been done. It's been done hundreds of thousands of times. But he said, take the shot, take the photo. I have to remind myself that I have to make the video, I have to take the shot, I have to be creative. And that's just what we have to do when we get into these ruts. Sometimes you have to do what I'm doing right here. You just have to word vomit it out. You have to, you know, just go out, take your camera, look around and say, all right, I'm going to lay on my back. I'm going to get down in the ground. I'm going to do something different. When I'm out there kayaking, granted, there's only so much I can do there, but maybe I'll take the wide angle this weekend. And by wide angle, I mean the 24 to 105. I need to get an actual true wide angle. But I need to remember to take the X3 out of the pocket. There's so many things that I could be doing that I'm just not. And it's one of those where you just have to remind yourself, you know, look at the inspiration from all kinds of others and don't get discouraged that they're doing amazing things. Realize that you can do amazing things, and all you have to do is press the shutter. All you have to do is press record. That was just something that I wanted to share, was that we all get into these ruts, and it's tough to get out of the rut. It really is. But it's also really simple. It could be as simple as writing something down. It could be as simple as just trying something new, going outside and using your phone to photograph. I will drop links down in the description to Vladimir's podcast episode, to Chris Howe's video, if I'm able to do that through Instagram, because I think that's all it was an Instagram post. And hopefully you took a little inspiration out of this. I know I did. I'm already fired up for the drive to work tomorrow, which is weird to say that I'm excited for the drive to work. But I'm really going to make an effort to, if the lighting is right, I shouldn't even say that. I should not say that if the lighting is right. I shouldn't wait for the perfect lighting. I'm excited for the drive to work tomorrow to see if I can put my cameras in some different places and get some rolling shots. I'm excited to put the Mini 3 Pro. Oh, by the way, brand new drone. Got want a Mini 3 Pro. Need to actually use it more. I only have one battery. That's part of what's holding me back, along with I don't have any ND filters and the things that I want that I had for my Mini 2. But yeah, I just don't wait for the perfect time. That's actually really good. Don't wait for perfect. Just go ahead, press the shutter, press record, make the content. I'll leave it at that.